See, this is the length it actually is. I cut it even more than what you saw before, and I still want to keep cutting it, but I'm not going to because I know I didn't measure it while it was straight. So I know for a fact it's not necessarily even, but it looks even when it's curly. So, I mean, whatever. So today's video, I will finally be sharing what I ordered to start my natural hair journey transition. I'm not completely ditching every process made product because I'm cheap and I use what I got first, and then once I get rid of all of that stuff, then, you know, I've kind of sort of been testing out these things and my hair hasn't adjusted to it. You know, I found my perfect conditioning mix and it works beautifully on my hair. So now I have to find what works using these natural things to have the same effect, if you know what I mean. So all of these items I ordered off of Amazon. Amazon is like my love child. If I ever could get a deal or sponsorship, whatever, with Amazon, I think that would be like my dream, because I'm like on it 24/7, but I'm not even gonna, you know, bother. So, I mean, none of this is sponsored, and you know, it is what it is. So before I even start, the reason why I fully started to go 100% full throttle on this natural hair journey, my body just wanted to go through a cleanse of all of the bad things in the world. And so I've changed my diet, and now I'm shifting over to not using microwave and using all the radiation and stuff, just because my family's bloodline, I'm kind of screwed with health things. I mean, I already have like a zillion problems, so I don't want to make it any worse than it already is. And so I'm trying to avoid cancer and all of that stuff. So I'm doing little things to get rid of the chances. You know, I want to be healthier, and my hair, I just wanted it to grow because the damage and the abuse that it's gone through, and it still goes through now. The reason why I chose to start documenting my journey, I was going through YouTube and looking up, you know, recipes and stuff that I can do at home, and I ran into a YouTuber called Curly Proverbs, and she's like the golden child when it comes to creating like Ayurvedic hair recipes, and I just learned so much from her, and she inspired me to do my own research, and, you know, I wanted to see if it worked. So today's haul, I'll show you all of the basics of what I got from her channel, of where to even start. While I was doing that, I found so many different other herbs and oils and things that you can do with your hair, but I don't want to go broke, so I only ordered the basic for right now, and I have so many more to come. So I'll definitely be doing more hauls like this in the future of what I add on to, you know, stuff, and slowly I'll be developing my own recipes, what works for my hair, what might work for your hair. I need to breathe while I talk. Okay, so to start off, I'm just picking a random bag, is henna. And I heard it's really good for your hair, and this is the red powder. All of these herbs and stuff are organic, and for henna, it does come in like neutral, and it comes in yellow and red. I've heard it changes your hair color. I don't know, because my hair color is already changed, so we'll see. I chose red just because red's kind of one of the shades that might work with the purple and the blue if it does actually shift the color of my hair. It's not like a weird color, it'll kind of go with it. Patience isn't my thing, and I already opened like all of these bags, and I kind of made like a small mix to see if it worked, and I ruined it. But henna kind of smells like, it smells like tea, like a kind of green tea. This is what the powder looks like inside. I mean, it says red, but it looks yellow to me. But you also shouldn't breathe in any of this stuff either. So this bag is 1 full pound and it was about $11. I ordered it in a bundle and all of my stuff came in pretty good. The next thing I got was 100% natural Shikakai powder. This is about half a pound. I couldn't find a full pound. You know, I try and get the most out of everything, especially if I like it. I don't want to have to keep ordering it, but this was the largest that I could find of the powder and it was about $10. Of course, I opened this one too. I opened all of them. This thing kills me and I have asthma, so I shouldn't be breathing this in, but it smells so good. It smells kind of like hibiscus, the flower. Like if you ever had the not fruit version, the dried hibiscus, it kind of smells like cranberries and like nutmeg, and I like the smell of it. And so yeah. The inside, it kind of looks brown, like a reddish brown tint to it. The only thing that I don't like about any of these packaging, like when they come into these bags like this, is they don't seal back. You really do want to get it sealed to keep in all of the this stuff, and also if you drop it, it doesn't spill. But these things don't seal, and I don't know if it's because the powder gets in the way of like the indent of where it clicks, but I don't know. I have to find a container or another bag or something that it fits in. So the next thing I got is broming powder, and this also is a half a pound, and this also was $10. Yeah, same thing like the Shikakai. The bag's hard to open and it doesn't close. I actually finally got this to still close, but this also is pretty brown. This smells like I know what the scent is and I can't pinpoint it, but it's like an herb that you cook with, like a lemongrass mixed with, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's unpleasant, but it's not like the lightest scents. So if you do use this powder like in your oil mixtures and stuff, I definitely would infuse it with like different kind of essential oils to kind of cancel out that smell. It's very strong and it might be a little bit harsh for your senses if you're not used to it. So my next thing is Fenugreek powder. When I did my mad scientist mixture of every last one of these things that I got, I forgot to use fenugreek, so it really doesn't matter. It was just an experiment anyway. So I don't know what it looks like or smells like. I did rip the bag because they're hard to open, but it's like a light cream colored powder. I know you can get them in like the whole form, like it's not crushed up. I don't know if I'm making sense, but this smells pretty good. It smells like curry and cinnamon mixed together and kind of makes me hungry. But this also is half a pound. And how much was this? $10. Are these all, like these, I feel like the Shikakai, I can't reach. Herbs and Crops. Where are you from? HC. Okay, all three of these, they're all the same weight, same packaging, so clearly it's from the same place, and I'm looking at it now and they are. I just click in my box, so I don't necessarily look who I'm getting it from. All I care about is if it's certified, organic, and cheap enough and the right weight. Yeah, I can deal with $10 $10 bags. So my next package is the Amla berry powder, and this is a full pound. And how much did you cost? This was about $12, and I can roll with this price with this weight instead of the $10 for the half pound, but I guess that's all you can find for it. This bag doesn't seal and it's gonna drive me insane. But this also is like a cream kind of colored powder, and it doesn't smell like berries. It smells like a tiny itty bitty hint of sweet, but kind of like dirt. I mean, it does sort of smell like a berry, but it's very, very faint. What's it, either the Henna or no, the Shikakai one smells more fruity than the Alma berry. But yeah. My next item is Neem powder. The deal that I got with this is, I think, how much did it cost? It cost $18, but I got two 1 pound bags, so of course I'm gonna get it. So each one costs about $9 for a pound of neem powder. Same exact packaging for both, and all of it's coming out, and I'm trying not to breathe it in because I don't want asthma attack right now. And it's coming out. So I don't even need to open it. I can smell it. It smells kind of like mint mixed with trees. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but you need to open. So I finally got it open, and the powder is definitely green, and it smells like it. It smells minty and like mint. I'm not very good at doing these hauls, but I digress. My next thing that I ordered was I got a 6-pack of amber glass spray bottles. I made sure they were amber color because like when you're doing your oil mixtures and stuff, I know if you use like the clear or the lighter colored bottles, over time like the sunlight and stuff will break down the elements of each herb and stuff, and it'll lose its effectiveness. So you'll usually want to use the darker glass bottles. It kind of can preserve it a lot longer. And so of course 6 came in a bottle, and you get a little bag with the sprays. How much was this one? This is the size of a 2-ounce bottle, so this is what it looks like. This is how big it is. It's right next to my face. You can see how large it is if you're looking online and you don't know how big exactly like a 2-ounce bottle is. So you know 4 will be double, and then of course it gets larger. I did try it out. It does spray it, but when I did make my own experimental oil mixture, the little white nozzle piece, like right in the middle, it popped out because like the liquids weren't spraying out as it should, and so it just kind of broke. But whether you use the spray part or not, you should definitely keep it in the bottle, so that's what I'll be using it for anyways. So it doesn't even matter if it sprays out or not. I can just like kind of open it and drip it on my hair and use it that way. And so yeah, just use the more liquidy items in those bottles instead of the thick textured ones that I was using, because that's how it breaks. So the last thing that I did order from Amazon itself is this big old gallon of aloe vera juice, and it is huge. I did not expect it to be this big, and it's 100% pure. It is a supplement, so you can drink it. I wouldn't advise doing it without talking to your doctor first and doing all that good stuff, but it's huge. And it costs $20, so I would highly recommend any of like the products that you see to look online first. It's always much cheaper, and you might get a better deal instead of going to an herbal store or something. I don't know, because it is a liquid and it's a plant. You should definitely keep it refrigerated after you open it, and I did open it and I mixed it in with my other conditioning spray to re-moisturize my hair. So I've been using that, not too much, but yeah, we'll get into more details later. So finally, to end this haul, the last, oh my god, without breaking or spilling, the last 2 things that I've got were Grapeseed Oil and Sweet Almond Oil, and these 2 I bought from the supermarket because I ran into it and I just saw it and I wanted to try it before I bought like the huge gallons like I saw online. I can't really remember my receipt because I got this a little while ago, but I think it was on sale, and I think this was about $6 or $7 and this was about $5 or $6, or the other way around. I think this one was more expensive than this one. They're both 100% oil and there's nothing else added to it. And I know Sweet Almond Oil is good for your face and your skin. It's good for your hair too, but that's one of the reasons why I got this when I start creating my face mask and stuff to cleanse my skin instead of using like the harsh soaps. And grapeseed oil, it's good for lots of other things too, and you can cook with all of these whatever you want, so it's a win-win-win for me. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got for now, and I will be ordering more things very soon, so maybe next week or the week after next week I might do a new haul of what else I got, and mini details of each one in each separate video. So I'm very, very excited to begin, and since I cut my hair, this is where we'll be monitoring it from. So this is the length it is now. We will see how it goes, we'll see how much it grows, and we'll move on from there. Just to show you of how much it's grown since I even bleached my hair in the first place. It hasn't even been a full 2 months. I have like a good 2 weeks, 2 more weeks to go before it's a full month, and without the vitamins or anything I've been taking, it grew about like a half an inch, and now it's almost at a full inch. So I'm pretty sure by the time the 2 months hits, it'll be a whole inch. I don't know if that's fast, I don't know if that's slow, I have no idea. I don't know how other people's hair grow, but it's kind of slow for me from, you know, every time I cut my hair. But since I did cut my hair right now, it should be growing faster than it used to. But we'll see. So I know I've talked to you guys to death, and this is probably going to be a really long video. I don't know how much I'll cut out. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for sticking with me and entering a new journey. And hopefully we'll get some good good results from this. Curly Proverbs has inspired me to change you know, what I'm doing with my hair and my body. Hopefully I'll be able to inspire all of you to do the same. And so yeah, don't forget to check out my main channel. I usually do like a lot of fun random stuff, so you can head over there if you want like a break from the norm. And if not, if you want to stick to the regular people stuff, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. It really does help, and lets me know, lets YouTube know that you actually like it, and it'll put it out there, and more people will see, more people will share, and hopefully more people can be inspired. So with that said, have a wonderful night, morning, evening, or afternoon whenever you're watching, and I will see you lovelies later.